Hello everybody. So today we're going to be taking up some Nothic models for D&D. It's actually a commission that I got today. So, as you can see, we got 6 of them. So it might be a little bit of a longer one. Goal is today to get them all painted up. On the commission, he asked to make sure that said he wasn't too stressed. He wanted either green or brown for the body. He said the big thing he wanted to make sure is the eye was really vibrant. So we're going to go ahead and batch paint these because I figure 6 of them. Hello. I figure batch paint is probably going to be the best way to go on this. What I'm thinking, everything's, come on. As you can see, it has a fair amount of detail in there. What I'm thinking I'm going to do is hit it with a green, one of these green contrast paints, which will make it soak down in the middle. And then I'll dry brush it all with a brown. Touch up the eyes, the teeth, the horns, and go from there. I'm not too worried. I got some gray on here from when I was trying to get the base done. I'm not too worried about that because that'll just bring out some different colors, especially with them having spots on them. It might make it stand out pretty good. If it doesn't, then we'll just go back across it. So, I guess we're going to go ahead and start with this. Now I am going to use the contrast paint I'm going to use is going to be a little brighter of a color than I would probably do, but doing it on the black, it's going to show up a lot lighter. And if we decide afterwards that it looks a little too dark, then we'll adjust from there, and they don't all have to look exactly the same. That's the plan. So we're just going to go ahead and jump right in. This might be a little longer of a stream, obviously, with it being 6 models. I'm thinking with this green, it'll darken down a fair amount. Again, I'm going to make sure I'm going to brush it on real quick and see how all this appears. Looks like it might be a little lighter than I was thinking, but we shall see. Right now the big thing is we're just going to coat everything since it is a base coat. Get in all the batches. We'll make sure that it doesn't stay black. Now on the bottom, not super worried about it if it doesn't all stay black, or it doesn't all, I don't get everything on the bottom side, because it's the bottom there. It's going to be darker there anyway, so if it's not all painted, it'll look all right. Fortunately, after all my work on that base, which I didn't do much work, it was a quick coat and then a wash, but of course I immediately got some of the green on there. And hello again, Mr. Michael. Like I said, this is a commission, so it's not me kind of just doing what I want to do. Though he did give me a fair amount of leeway. I'm hoping that this green will darken up, which it looks like it will. The big thing is we're just trying to get this to fall on the inside. Inside of the body, so when I do that dry brush, I'll be catching right over the tips. And it'll really make that pop, I'm thinking. Pretty good day. Little chill at work. A little more relaxed than normally is, at least. But to be honest, I was a little stressed. Been kind of zoned out today because I've been pretty stressed about doing this. The guy just seems pretty relaxed, so I'm not super worried about it. But at the same token, like I told the family, it's not my model, so if it was my models, I would be a whole lot more relaxed, because worst case, if I don't like them and they're my models, I can just throw them away, right? Unfortunately, with this pose, it's really wonky to get into some of these spots. So, kind of just wiggle around. Quite unfortunately, the book series that I was listening to on Audible, I'm currently out of credits on book like 5, 6 of 12 or 13. So that's a little bit of a sad note, so I'm having to switch back to another book. It's not too big of a deal, but you know, just switching gears. Yeah, I mean, I really wouldn't throw a model away. I have a few that I've painted that I don't like. And I kind of just hide them out because I got so many right now on my pile of shame. I haven't been painting with it being summer. The kids just, you know, I think today, this is midway through the second week of school for one of them. So planning on getting back into streaming more often. Hopefully with more commissions. And then, you know, if not, I do have a whole bunch of drawers full of miniatures right now, and I do have some coming in with some coming in on a later date. Unfortunately, my ones that I was looking forward to for God, I can never remember the name of it, but I ordered a kit on a Kickstarter. They have been delayed. They're talking about, instead it was going to be October, now they're talking about maybe December. Keyword there is maybe. And that's really kind of upsetting, but I get to gives me more time to get some more vacation up. Thankfully I didn't put in vacation. I was thinking about it, but good thing I waited. This gives me a little more I can save up. And right now I'm up to a week, but unfortunately you know how that goes with those type of things. So like, oh yeah, it's coming in, and then, you know, you don't get a whole lot of information on when it'll be there. So hopefully I can get a fair amount of information and more precise date pretty quick, so I can get my vacation put in. They look much darker than they actually, let me try. Yeah, they look much darker than they actually are. They're actually kind of a brighter green. But again, like I said, this is just a real basic base coat for it. We're going to get on, get inside there a little bit more and dry brush it. This should just get a little bit more color mixed in there. So what do y'all got planned? Oh, one of the YouTubers I used to watch a fair amount when I played a lot of Warhammer. Apparently him and a painter guy actually came out with this little skirmish game. Don't remember what the name is offhand. It looked kind of nifty. Whole concept is you're on a spaceship with a whole bunch of other people, obviously. And I'm real basic on it because I only watched like a video on it. I don't know a whole lot, but it seemed kind of interesting. Little 20-man or 20 mini skirmish thing. Had a whole bunch of little missions to do. Had, I guess, was a kind of a random selector based on you won the mission, so you get this door type things. Seemed like it'd be pretty fun. And I mean, I watched one game. The guy was playing by himself, but it took like 30 minutes for him to play, plus explaining it. So now again, this is very, sorry about that. Of course, I would get a phone call in the middle of painting. Yeah, that's what it was. I think it's like, if you want just a PDF, it was like 13 bucks, but it's 120 pages, or it's $18 plus shipping to get the book and the PDF. So, I mean, it's not expensive, and you have to have, I think he said, maximum was like 20 minis for the bad guys, and I want to say he was maximum of 9 for your enemies, or your heroes. So it really wasn't a whole lot needed. Looked like it's, I think they said it was robots and mutants. So thankfully with my family we have Necrons, which works really good for robots, obviously. And then we have my other son plays Death Guard, so definitely has some mutants. So then I figured I have my Salamander army, it would be a good base, or you know, we played another group. And I know right now this probably doesn't look the prettiest right now what I'm doing, but like I said, it's just a base coat. And on the commission he said most important thing he was worried about was making that eye, really making the black and the, I think he said yellow or orange, but I got a really bright yellow, so I'm going to go with the yellow. I'm probably going to hit it with a black, or not black, red when I get the red out for the tongue first, kind of, because when you're going from this dark of a color, kind of a mid-tone in between to go to, that'll really make it kind of stand out, make it a little easier. If not, I'll be putting 50 coats of yellow on it. That's the good thing about when you have a whole bunch of minis and you're painting them and they're all pretty much the same. It's a good thing about batch painting is, as you see, I'm on the last one of these 6 right now, and that first one's already dry. So when I get back over there, it'll already be ready for me to see how this dry brush is going to go. Probably what I'm seeing off. Ooh, that didn't work well. Of course, when you batch paint and then you don't put your guys in a line, makes it a little hard to figure out where you were at. We shall see. It shouldn't be too hard. It's either wet or it's not. And that's the good thing with this contrast paint, and the reason I wanted to do at least this first part with the contrast. I'll show you all in a sec. But it where the gray was when I used it, when I got the gray on the model, it adds different tones, which makes it, in my opinion, adds a little variation in there. Is the thought process, at least. Of course, some reason my black, or this one didn't dry when I did that base coat on it. Let's see. Let's see if you guys can see it. As you can see, well, maybe you can see, like right down here on the back side of that arm, how it adds a little bit more color to it, a little variation. And that's kind of why I wasn't stressed when I put on that bottom color. Of course, I do need to make sure I hit all of his hand. Ugh. I really don't love this model. I mean, it's a great position for it, but it's really not very easy to paint because of its positioning. So there's that part. And like I said, this one, it's already dry. Darkened up pretty good. I know you guys, from what I'm seeing on my view, you guys can't really see the color difference, but I promise you, it's not black, it's green. So I think we're going to go and try this dry brush now. Go with this one. Now I already got a brown here. And I looked up the lore on these guys and what they actually are. These guys are evil little things, and if this guy is doing these as putting all these 6 of these at once, is one evil DM. They kind of hunt and pull out your memories and dig out your deepest secrets and then use them against you, especially if you have a good backstory with your players. They can be very, very, very vicious, especially if they their backstories kind of lead into each other. I am also planning on hitting these horns, protrusions, what have you as well. Yeah, I didn't hear about them either. That's why, because I don't know if you guys, unless you guys know me, we actually do play D&D. I look them up, and for a CR rating of 2, these guys are pretty evil. Yeah, but these guys are really, can be pretty vicious. They can make a good plot hook. Because literally, if they're cursed, they were people that seeked magic and history and all that, and then they end up getting cursed, and literally how the curse goes is they seek out memories and all that, and then they forget every day. So you can literally have these guys, like if you run into one of them, one of your campaign, they run into one, you can have them make up a mission for them to go get something, and then they'll forget about it. So, then their heroes are coming back to this guy, and he doesn't remember ever talking to them, but he will want the magical item, obviously. No. I mean, unless we restarted a campaign that we were playing. Because I wouldn't know where to put them in. Oh, my footie's asleep. I definitely think with this dry brush, it's making it pop out pretty good. One thing I'm not crazy about is between the legs. You can really see all the green in there still, but it's not bad. And thankfully, actually, that brown might help actually brighten it up somewhere. I can get their eyes with that without having to hit it with the red afterwards. But they are definitely, if you play D&D, especially if you're a DM, I would definitely suggest looking up what a Nothic is. Because I'm personally not going to use one, but they are very interesting and very good use for a plot, to help move a plot along, or just to mess with your people. The one thing about them that I read is their eye attack. Just make sure, because if they come within 30 feet, they will use that eye attack. And I would definitely, as a DM, I would not tell your characters anything about them, because I've played quite a bit and I've never heard about them. So if you just keep that to yourself and then pop them on there, they won't have, even if they don't try to metagame, let's be honest, like trolls, for example, everybody knows you hit them with fire, but your player character might not know that. So people tend to be like, oh, we'll use fire. And, it's hard not to metagame, but at the same time, these guys would be the perfect one for it, because nobody would see it coming. Unless they literally read the monster compendium front to back, or they have their own twisted plots. Oh yeah, absolutely. I spent probably about 3 hours today on YouTube just listening to the lore on them. I was actually kind of really surprised on them. Yeah, they're actually a little bit of they're makeup brushes. They are actually Harry Potter makeup brushes. I'll pull the whole set out here in a second. It was like $13, and they seem to work really well for base coating. Or not base coating, dry brushing. This is actually one of the smaller ones. Oh. But yeah, here's the brushes. Like I said, they're Harry Potter wand brushes. Paid, I think, 13 bucks for them. And, I mean, pretty good brushes. This one that I've been using is working really well. But yeah, I mean, getting a decent dry brush, from what I've heard, is going to be kind of difficult. And these are just, they seem to be working really well. At least they're working well for me. Oh. Now I'm hoping that the guy that I got the commission from is able to get in here, but if not, no big deal. I did send him the link, but just from the time frames he messaged me, I'm gonna guess he works night shift or works later, so he might be asleep right now, which is not a big deal. I sent him a link. He can watch it, and hopefully he'll hit me up and make any suggestions. If there's a whole lot he wants changed, I'll probably do another stream of showing what he wanted done. If they're minor changes, I'm just going to go and take care of them. As far as later what I got planned, I really no idea. Dinner. I'm definitely thinking this dry brush was a good idea, and I'm glad he mentioned, because I probably wouldn't even thought about dry brushing this, but he actually mentioned, you know, maybe just a quick dry brush on it, and it's really kind of surprising how well it's actually looking. Got to make sure I get all the paint off of them. Oh yeah, I forgot, yesterday was the new episode for that, wasn't it? Yeah, that'll probably be, definitely it. At least while we're having dinner, and then from there, I don't know, play it by ear. Normally, I have to get up pretty early. I've been up since 3 in the morning right now. So, but I'm also had a couple energy drinks today. So, that'll definitely help me out with staying up, and I don't know, maybe I'll get frisky and I'll upload another video. Nah. I still got to figure out what exactly I'm gonna paint next. I know tomorrow I will probably be uploading a whole lot of videos. It'll be quick little shorts of things I've already painted. On my lunch break, I tend to watch a lot of YouTube videos, and one of the things recommended on one, especially with I get a lot of things about, hey, you're making videos, so how about doing this? And they said with the shorts now, especially with them being so new, they're tending to give you more chances for impressions based on, you know, some of your shorts if people watch the whole short and all that. And you know, people are into minis and them being painted and all that. I potentially could be a good thing. I mean, worst case, oh no, I got more videos up, right? Yeah, well, I'll probably, to be honest, I'll probably upload a whole bunch to my phone. I'll just use my phone for shooting the videos. And then I'll just kind of upload here and there. Do 2 or 3 or 4. They're not looking too bad. Really kind of like how this one came out already. Unfortunately, it doesn't show on stream, but you can really see. I really need to get. I need to figure out my lighting a little better. You got the hand of a Necron. But yeah, the greens don't show up in the middle, but they are there. Okay, I'm really confused on that one. What do you mean you have the hand of a Necron? Like I said, I really doubt I stream again later on tonight. Oh! Apparently when we were playing, my son lost his Necron Overlord hand with his Orb of Resurrection. I guess he don't get bonuses to his saves no more because I now have his Resurrection Orb. Oh, my toesies are getting cold. Alright, let's see. This might get a little vibraty. And I do apologize, but I haven't used these paints in a while, so I really need to make sure I mix them up. And let's see how this yellow comes out for the eyeballs. Where is my fine brush? There it is. Put my dry brush right there for a moment. I'm sorry if I get quiet, but right here I'm trying to get this eye. I want to make sure I do a good job on it. It's not bad. It'll probably stay pretty bright, but I'll hit it with another coat. But it's one thing about painting, they always say 2 thin coats. I don't typically thin my paints. I should, but I don't, and I know I should. But I mean, when they're thick, I definitely do add some water, but I tend to over thin a lot of times, so I won't do it too much. Most of the time what I do is I'll just make sure my brush is wet, which will automatically kind of thin out the paint. Alright, you have fun. And I will, like I said, I do plan on coming back across this. This is mostly to test it and see how bright it's going to end up. And build up that first coat. Yep. My goal, I'll come back across it here in a little bit. And I'm going to brighten it up and smooth it out because it's looking a little bit on the rough end. But especially with him asking to make sure that this looks well, I want to make sure I do this really well. The goal is to make this thing so bright that it really stands out from a mile away. Probably the hardest part that's going to be for this is painting that black back in. But I think what I'll do is more or less backfill it because I got the little indent in them and the eye. I'll probably use that and just kind of do a circle around that. Sounds like one of my dogs is going crazy. Yeah, that's kind of the reason I picked that brown too, so it'll make that yellow stand out even more. I will be uploading pictures of this on Twitter as well. Should be linked in my description if you guys want better looks at them, because the camera is good, but There's some things that just doesn't get picked out too well. I don't know if it's between the streaming, my hand shaking, the view, the angle, potentially the light. I'm not sure, but I gotta kind of work and figure that all out. That's quite alright. So that's the yellows, which, like I said, I will be going back across them. I think from here, excuse me, I think from here I'll get the tongue and then I'm going to get the teeth. I think we'll go brilliant red for the tongue. Nothing really painted up the rest of the eyes. Well, you can kind of, unfortunately we're vibrating again. You can kind of see all the eyes. I think right now that's the best looking one. And of course the camera's going to act all wonky on me. There we go. And like I said, I'll be going right there in the little, where the dot is in the middle, I'll be going some black around that to make that yellow. Oh, I guess I could actually show you guys. Take a minute, let everything dry for a minute. Images. See, that is kind of what they look like. I'm shooting kind of more for this one right here-ish is what I'm looking at. So that's kind of what I'm looking roughly at as far as painting wise, with obviously a little unique twist. Let's see, the red. I think we're done with the green. I can put that away. Thank you, thank you. I really do appreciate the positive reinforcement. Obviously, you know, I do try my best, but we shall see how everything looks once it's all done. I'm gonna guess PokeGo has something going on at the moment. I heard my phone go off and then my wife's go off at the same time. A lot of times when that happens, it's PokeGo. We don't really play as much as we used to, but we still do have it. Anymore, it's I collect eggs or I walk a whole bunch because, well, I mean, in my job I walk a whole bunch. So I walk a whole bunch. I collect the eggs every week for it. and then kind of go from there. Lately it's just been too stinking hot to go out and do a whole bunch of stuff with them. What about D&D Beyond? Oh, that's what it was? Really? We had a notification from D&D Beyond? No, mine's Pokego. I don't know why. I don't get notifications for emails until like in the morning. They show up and says, hey, you have 15 emails. You have 20 emails. Oops. I think it's looking pretty good. So I still got horns, teeth, claws. Finish the eyeball. Hoping I'm hoping that the guy from the commission gets on, because I really kind of want to, after I get done, I want to I'm going to clear coat him. So I want him to give me the all clear, saying he likes them, because I'd like to clear coat him, let him sit for a little bit so I can let them dry thoroughly before I pack them up. Come on, camera. Let's let's get this tongue done, and then there. Trying to decide. Actually, I think from there. Yeah, probably a good idea. I was just kind of hoping to get them mailed out before then. From here, I think we're going to go back and hit that yellow one more again. Try and brighten it up and clean it up some. And that's kind of like what I was talking about, how I don't thin my paint, but I do, because I get my brush wet right there, and then I'll come over here and that thins it out pretty good. Because I really want, with this coat, it's not so much about the color. With this coat, it's about getting it nice and smooth, so I want to make sure that I have it kind of thin, so you don't see too much on the brush strokes, because that'll help smoothen it out. Of course, the wetter it is, the more likely it is to run. But that'll help smooth out these brush marks. Give it a nice clean look on it. Yeah. Definitely watering this down makes it a lot easier, a lot smoother looking. And once I get it on there and looks nice and even, pull off the paint, go right in the middle where that divot was, kind of pull that paint out of that divot. Yeah, I'm really liking it too. I was kind of like, I'm not sure, but I'm really kind of liking it. Sometimes real basic paint job is one of the better ones. we go. That one's looking nice. Big thing with this to make sure, like I said, with this coat, it's not so much about the color, it's about smoothing it all out, making it look nice and pretty. I think this one will make, this one's a bigger eye, it'll be a lot easier to see kind of what I'm doing on this one. Definitely looking a lot smoother. Might actually have to. Yeah, they're really kind of looking bright. I think from here we got teeth and horns. Teeth, horns, and claws, but that's all an off-white. And then might actually be done with these. Figure to be a longer stream with it being 6 of them, but like I said, with the base coat or the batch painting, doing a assembly line style definitely makes it look or go a lot faster. Oh yeah, I gotta wait for this yellow to dry so I can do the black on it. Turn. I got a lot of brown on my rinse paper over here. What color are we thinking? Ooh, I actually have to hit his fingies with the dry brush. Because I missed his fingies and they are all gray. And we can't have that. Let me hit this one too. There we go. Oh, I gotta think of. Normally I do for the teeth and all that, I do a white with a little bit of, I'll do a wash or something, but I think I'm just gonna go with my lightest flesh tone. Maybe add touch of white to it. I think that'll make it look, especially with how dark this model is, that'll make the teeth, make them stand out a little bit more. No, actually, I don't want to. I'll do that, and I'll give a touch of this brown, which will darken it up and not make it look fleshy is the plan. Of course, there doesn't seem to be that brown showing up. There it goes. Alright, let's see how these horns come out. No, I'm not loving it, but I'll just hit it with the wash. That'll darken it up, I think, pretty good. And with these, I'm just trying to lighten them up more or less, kind of make it look hornish. Oh yeah. Sorry, I'm listening to Audible book, and one I've already read before, or listened to, and read for that matter. It's the Dragonlance Twins trilogy. I was trying to remember what part is I'm at. I think that'll work for the horns or spikes, and I'll lighten up, or I'll use the other color for the teeth. Actually, I'll go white, I think, for the teeth. I might use that with a wash for the fingies. Trying to get these colors to come out pretty good. Now, I know on reading the book or reading the info about these guys, they have really long claws. And that's why I'm kind of going pretty far down for the fingers. Come on. Because it says they have really long claws. this is. Oh, bad angles. So has anybody got any interesting plans for the day? Oh, my foot's falling asleep. I gotta remember every time when I'm painting, I end up starting to sit in Indian style, and that is not conductive to keeping my feet from falling asleep. Actually, I'm going to take a break on him. Get my black out. Ooh, I don't like that black. It's scary. Okay, let's... really think... Come on. Come on, there's an eyeball there. You should be able to focus on that. I think that looks really good. Obviously, I plan on getting... Still going to do a little bit of a wash on the horns. But I think he is about done. Ah, dang it. Thankfully, one thing that when they created these minis they thought about is how much pain in the butt eyes are, and that's why they made them divots that I was cleaning out, because then I can just put the black in that divot and it makes it really easy to do. So thankfully they did a good job on that. Come on, focus on that eyeball. Come on, you were starting to. Alright, well, it isn't going to focus on them. The eyes are standing out really good. Go ahead and get this no oil wash. And actually, you can call one of these guys more or less complete, I think. I'm just got to paint. Paint this wash on here. Oh yeah, I gotta hit his twofers still. Yeah, that's one of the biggest things that they talk about on all the things about it is them bright blazing eyes. So I really want to make sure, and the gentleman wanted to make sure that the eyeballs really pop. And that's kind of why I went with mostly kind of keeping everything muted as far as color wise. It's because you don't want, if you want something to show up really well, you make everything else a little bit muted. That'll make that bright really, really bright. Then from here, I think I got to get the gray and touch up that spot in the middle. And I think this one, I keep forgetting he has teeth that I need to paint. It's literally like the third time I'm like, okay, I'm done with this guy. Oh wait, I need to do his teeth. Oh wait, I'm done with him. Oh wait, I need to do his teeth. Let's get my white out. dang it. And there we go. Think that's one done. I think he looks pretty good. Also, I need to touch up the base, but I'll do that once I get done. But I think, let's see if this one will show up pretty good. My camera does not want to focus today. What if I... There we go. I'm thinking they look pretty good. Again, I'll be uploading some pictures on Twitter once I get it 100% done. Let's get his teeth first thing, since I keep seeming to want to forget teeth today. We'll hit, I think we'll do the claws and all that a little bit. We'll do white this time around. With this white, it'll look really bright, but it does, since I'm putting it on really thin, it'll make that other one will pop out. That brown underneath will pop out pretty good, so it won't be super white. And I do plan on doing a wash on them, so sorry, I'm really trying to focus. I don't want to mess up on the home stretch of these guys, you know what I mean? I do appreciate it. I'm liking them. I'm thinking that we're doing a pretty good job on them. Oops. One problem with energy drinks is they don't really seem to be very good for quenching your thirst. Kind of wish I'd have thought about that. Excuse me. If you could bring me just something to drink real quick, that'd be awesome. But I'm sorry, guys. I keep pulling the mini away from y'all to try and make sure I do as good of a job as I can, and I keep pulling you guys' view. Oh. thinking this. Let's see, this one. I'm thinking I'll do this one and maybe this bigger one with the claws. Hey, I'm glad you're liking it. Actually, I don't know if you saw, this one's pretty much what I'm looking at finish wise. They do look a lot better. I did a dry brush like you suggested, and actually it looks pretty good. I'll make sure before I finish up I'll send you some pictures on it, but I'm kind of thinking that one's looking done to me. These ones right here I gotta paint, do some wash on them. Oh, that's not my phone, that's the one driving. Oh, I'm glad to hear it, man. I kind of figured with the time frame you normally send messages, I kind of figured you work night shift, so wasn't super worried about it. Figured I'd hear from you one way or another. Yeah, I actually really liked it too. Like I mentioned, it actually came out pretty well. How they modeled it with that little divot in there made it really easy to make that eye pop out, or the black part pop out on the eye. So I see. So you work for a video game company with weird hours and you DM, or you just like these models? Steal this view from y'all for a minute. It's always fun trying to reach in between the model's legs. But I really gotta stop smacking. I gotta figure out another way to set up my lights, because I am really getting tired of smacking my lens on my glasses on this light over and over again. Oh, it's because it's focused up here now. Okay. That sounds a whole lot more exciting than picking for Walmart. Yeah, I work for Wally World. Yeah, we were talking about these models actually. I've never heard of them. I actually play D&D and DM and along with the rest of my family. And I'd never heard of these before. I've been listening to the lore while I was doing my work today, and they seem really interesting. And then you having wanting 6 of them, I was like, ugh, I feel bad for them. After listening to what they actually do, because these guys are kind of not nice. Switch my light back up to the top. If you haven't looked into the lore on them yet, I would definitely watch a couple of YouTube videos on it, because they are very interesting creatures. Ah, dang it. Oh. Well, I would definitely, because I was talking a little bit about them on stream, I would not, if you try to want to show them, I would wait to show them this video. Don't mention this video, because I did talk a little bit about them and how their plot hooks work and all that. They're interesting little buggers. You definitely picked about the perfect time to pop in, because I'm just about done, like I said. I'd be very happy to have you here, because I was super nervous you weren't going to be able to get here on time. And I mentioned a little bit earlier, I was hoping that you'd be here so I can get a final approval from you so I can clear coat these bad boys. And by the way, I do want to sincerely thank you for choosing me. All my other commissions thus far have been family and friends. Which, I mean, they do count, but at the same time, you know, family members can tell you it looks great even if it looks like a bird pooped on the top of it. You know what I mean? Except for maybe my kid. He'll probably tell me the truth. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I was a little nervous on how the eyes were gonna come out, but I did a couple coats of yellow to make them pop out. Yeah, it looked like it broke. It was two of them like this one, and it pretty much the same spot that it ended up breaking when you put it in there. It broke in pretty much the same spot. It was here and then back here where it connects. Not a big deal by any stretch. I'm just glad I thought about it, because I'd actually used up my super glue making something a few days ago. I'm just glad I bought some and had some on hand. When I mail them back, I'll show you here in a minute once I get this done, but I have these little circular things that I put them in. Makes them so they really don't move anywhere. No, by all means, it's not a big deal. It's a part of what I do. Should have no problems getting it shipped out. Probably tomorrow afternoon. I gotta clear coat these bad boys so they don't when you touch them they won't come apart. Oh man, seriously, it was literally 4 drops of super glue. I'm not even sure if they on Fiverr they allow tips or not. I'm not stressed about it. I mean, it's not that big of a deal. Let me move my cup real quick. Yeah, but where I work doing the picking and all that, I get these little cylinders that they print the stickers on, and they fit in there pretty good. I just put some tape on either side, put some paper towels in between. I'll probably put one on top, one on bottom of each of those. Pack them back in the same box and send them out to you. So I mean, it's not like this. It's not going to cost me as far as materials, shipping wise. It ain't going to cost me anything more. Yeah, thankfully I've been doing the picking for online since, well, right about COVID. So, kind of an old hat at it. So I kind of I'm able to do a little more of what I want and people listen to me. I'm not a manager by any stretch. I don't want to be a manager. Gone that route before. It is too much of a pain in the butt at Walmart, especially right now. Yeah, wife has family out here. I got out of the Army. We decided to come see her family. Oh. Right now I'm trying to get the green out of the bases of these things. One second. Nothing important. Yeah, it's not bad. Stupid hot and humid during the summer. I spent most of my growing up time in Idaho, where it's really dry heat. Then coming here, where it's really humid heat, I thought I was gonna die. I'm not gonna lie. I was in Iraq and 120 degrees, no problem. I come here, it's 85 degrees and raining, and I'm like, oh Lord, I'm gonna die. But I think other than base coating, or I'm going to hit the bases with the no oil and clear coat them. I'll send you pictures for confirmation, but and that doesn't show up, but I did take your advice, and I dry brushed the brown on after I put green. You kinda, let me see if I can get this light where I want it. And you can kind of see it. It's green on the undercoat. I did an undercoat of green and then I dry brushed it. So kind of got this. This will probably be the better one. Might actually show it. Yeah, you can kind of see the green in there. Makes the muscle really kind of pop out. Oh, I need to do his teeth. I forgot teethers. Not really. I have my cheater magnifying glasses at ×10, so it really makes everything pop out. Other than that is steady hand, and I don't have real super steady hands, but just holding my hands together when I paint, it keeps them, so if my hands shake, they shake together. The good thing is, with me doing this as a live stream, it also saves as a video, so you will have this video of this, well, as long as you want it. Oh, that's the only problem about these glasses. I keep banging them into everything every 5 seconds. Come on, teethers. Why? I don't understand. This light's right on top of it and it still doesn't want to work right. Yeah, I'm fixing. I literally got, like, I think one more to do. And then, I still have to eat myself. And then after that, I'll let everything dry out and I'll, get this base finished up. I'll send you some pictures before I clear coat it. Make sure you like it and I'll get it sent out. And you have a good day. And again, thank you for, choosing me. If you want to, go ahead and sub. Would definitely help me out, but I'm not worried about it either way. And yeah. Alright, man. I think that's gonna wrap it up. You have a good day. I'll get in contact with you in probably a few hours. I'll be sending you a message on Fiverr. If you are anyone else is watching this, I plan on, I do have a Fiverr account. I do commission paints. And I'll appreciate that. But I have a Fiverr account, and if you want some painted, just hit me up. Y'all have fun. Take care. Be safe. And thank you all for being here. Bye, y'all.